Welcome back to Profound Podcast, episode 35. Back at it again, late night chat with Jay Sarge.
If my fucking phone would load, I could do my intro, but okay. Anyways, the first question of the day is, how much of a role does confidence play a part in one's life?
In general, totality.
Yes.
I think
Is it a very important role?
I think absolutely. I think half of confidence is self-appreciation. And you need to have that in order to attract things to appreciate. You feel me? You know, like when you're doing your job, when you're actually aspiring towards your own goals, if you truly appreciate yourself, you're going to put your helping hand out to yourself. You know? You're going to be there for yourself to get you to wherever you want to go because you actually appreciate who you are. Interesting.
What aspects of life besides work would you take?
Besides work, confidence?
Yeah.
That's a part of just being in your own skin and liking it.
Any personal examples of where your confidence has came and helped you in your life?
Yeah, I had to run an event where I did a live podcast. Okay. And everybody gets a little nervous, but I had confidence in who I was and my presentation ability as well as my podcast hosting ability. So I had confidence in who I was to get me through that situation.
And then it turned out really good for you.
Yes, it did.
Tight beat.
Yeah.
That's what I love to hear.
How about you? Do you think that plays a big role in life?
I think, yes, it does.
Okay.
Because, you need confidence to be able to excel at anything. If you think you worse than everybody, you gonna actually be worse than everybody.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
And, I was in basketball. I was talking to Karthik about this. I was like, he was like, I used to play at Elon and dog everybody. I was like, because you thought you was better than everyone. Right? And he was like, that's why I was like, you got to think of you better than everybody here. So it could be like how he plays in Elon. You know?
So yeah. That's crazy you say that. That's like,
why is that crazy?
Nah, it's not crazy for no reason. Hold on. From where we were.
Or you were saying.
What was I saying?
I explained that.
I was saying that's very interesting coming from you.
Why is that very interesting coming from me?
Because it's you. Everybody realizes that, they take up space in this world.
Okay.
Right? That's arguable. You can say that. That's easy to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people, like to control their own space. Some people love
to control
to bring things
space
into their space and actually go out to do that.
I love to control my own space, though.
I get that. But you also like having good things within your space, correct?
Yeah, but I still love control over my space.
Even the good... See, yeah. But how
even with good things?
It's a perceived relinquishing of control. Because technically, if you're given the control, you still have it. Because it's yours to give.
Interesting. But after that, after you give it, you don't have it.
After you give it, you still gave it, dude.
But now you're no longer in control. And that's of your own personal
That's a
space.
perceived thing. You're always in control of yourself. You're just not in control of other people.
And how they perceive you.
Who cares how they perceive you?
Me.
Why?
Because that's a reflection upon me.
No, it's a reflection upon them.
How people they see me.
People often see people how they are. See the world through their own lens. Like everybody's living in their own personal heaven or hell. Correct. That's just like an objective statement. I heard people say it. I agree. Okay. A lot of things are a matter of perspective. The world has a lot of beauty and ugly all at the same time, and it's curtained by your emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that is to also say that, the perspective is yours. If you're a negative person and you're seated negatively within, and you see someone else, you're gonna start thinking negative things off rip. When you're meeting somebody, what's wrong with them?
Okay.
But if you're living in your own positivity and your own light, you meet somebody new, you're like, oh, that person, you think of the good things. Now, you're worried about how they view you. And in my perspective, that has a lot more to do with them than it does you. You know, like somebody super nice isn't like this is a racist person. They gonna see you think racist things off rip. It has nothing to do with you, more so to do with how they
that's
view
different.
it.
That's different. No. Let me explain.
Okay. I'm here, bro.
Let me explain. It's not all right. It's how they perceive you based off of your actions. So, like, a racist person is just gonna be racist. That's them.
Okay, so you're worrying about after you do something.
Whatever. Yes.
Okay, after you do something.
There we go.
After you do something. Still, your intent was a certain way, and you viewed it to be a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're okay with that, right? So if they're not, that's on them. Then it wasn't the proper thing for that
But then it's like that person views you a certain way.
You make some shit. You make some fire banana bread. You share it to several people, right?
All right.
Somebody don't like it, but you know it's fire, and a bunch of other people say it's fire, or a bunch of potential people you might give it out to say it's fire. But the first person you go to says it's bad. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean the banana bread is bad. That just means they don't like the banana, bro.
But now you're like, dang. After the first person, you're like, dang. Was my banana bread really bad? Should I still offer it to these other people?
So what you do?
It makes you reflect upon yourself, and maybe
but reflection
you don't like what you see.
Reflection means nothing without the readaptation of the action. If you don't do something after reflecting, if you don't do something after studying, if you don't put it to paper, then it's not worth anything. It's not fact until you do something with it. Oh, my banana bread might be bad, but you don't know. That's why they take multiple people in a sample to get an actual gauge. You don't ask one person. You got to get a whole sample group.
But it's different because it's human perception.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Surveys are human perception too.
Damn, my phone not fucking charging. Anyways. Oh, that's crazy. It's like, especially if you want that person to perceive you in a certain way, it's even harder.
Well, you don't know how they're perceiving you. You're assuming they're going to perceive yourself as negative because you have a self. Maybe you're perceiving yourself as negative.
Maybe that's the case.
You're answering before you even ask the question. You're answering for them before you even ask them the question. That's what it seems like.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Great therapy session.
It's not supposed to be a therapy session, gang. That's just how it is.
I'm not giving them the option because I'm scared of what the option's gonna be.
Right. You're not giving them any options because you're scared of an option they can select.
Like it's like you have an option A or B, but I don't even want B to be an option, but it's obviously an option.
Right. So you don't even ask.
Because of the potential they could pick B.
Right, but think about the potential to pick A. I'm saying you're too much embracing the negative outcome, the negative possibility. When there's so much more.
Maybe that's how my life's played out, though.
But I understand that. But a win is, like, after a win you feel great. And after a loss, you take a loss in this area. Me personally, I can't speak for you, and I'm just going to assume. But it's not going to be like, I'm saying if you win, you're going to be happier than if you lose, you'd be sad. Like, you're right here right now. You win, you're up here. You lose, you're only down here.
But you gotta think, though. Like, if you're so used to losing or seeing things in a negative light, like, you're not even going to expect a positive outcome. Well, like, look. That's not so let's say I view everyone, my surroundings has made me view everyone as a danger to me, right? Now I'm viewing everyone as a danger to me. I'm not expecting someone to come up and be like, oh, they're not dangerous. But there's potential that they could be not dangerous. But my environment has not allowed that for it to be a possibility.
Yeah. That would all be valid if you were ignorant to it. But however, you're obviously blatantly conscious of it. So you know that it's within your control to be in control over it or to watch it and observe it, because you're obviously observing it. If you know that you find everyone dangerous and you know in your head, you obviously connotated it as a silly kind of thing. So if you're like, oh, I think everybody's dangerous and I know that's kind of goofy, and you don't take action, then that's on you. You can't be ignorant but know everything about it at the same time. I'm conscious of my own negativity, and you not doing anything to change it, that's on you.
Because you're a product of your environment.
Right, but if you're able to look at yourself, then it's a nurture thing. It's self-nurturing. If you can see how you interact with the situation, you can see in yourself how something in you is obviously not what you want it to be, and you don't change it.
What is that?
That's you being reluctant and stuck. He who thinks the journey is over is the one that's truly lost.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. You're acting lost. You're not lost.
But I might be.
You gotta have yourself before you lose it, buddy.
Interesting. You gotta start before you can quit the battle.
That's what I'm saying.
Man. Like, how you gonna quit the race if you never even started it?
How you gonna shoot somebody you ain't even loaded the gun yet? We don't do that. We're innocent civilians. At all. Like,
Suburban boy.
I'm gonna cut that out. I got too many ops. You know, sometimes you usually got a couple of ops. And it froze. That's me. Oh, it went back on. All right. What were you saying?
You got any topics?
No, let's read your
thing.
Your little memoir.
My thing.
Yeah. It's fun to turn into some good stuff.
Wait, when did I write that? That was...
Man, you got too many notes.
No cap, I do. That was in school.
You got more notes than photos.
Oh, but no, I did something recently with it.
That was the title's crazy. That
we won't call the title the title.
Incompetence and unreliability. You want to read it to the people?
All right, yeah. Some black people have been surrounded and influenced by whiteness so much that their lifestyle has become synonymous with the quote-unquote white lifestyle, Eurocentric lifestyle. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they are a coon or a whitewash, but it is sad because it's somewhat of a brainwashing. You agree?
Objectively.
Okay, let me continue. And these people can come in completely different forms. They can be the people who are social activists, and they'll be the first to speak or post about black issues or go to protests, yada, 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 or even organize something at their school for the quote-unquote cause black people. Would you agree?
Sure. That's something that has occurred. Somebody has done that.
Yes.
I would agree.
And they've been encapsulated by a Eurocentric lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay. Then where'd I go? All right, okay. And these people are dominated in white activities. But if you look outside of their like social activist side, they have little interaction with other black people in general. You seen those people?
Sure.
How do you feel about that? Like, let's slap it out there.
How do I feel about those people?
Like, yeah.
That choose to
express your thoughts on that.
That prove to that try to absolve themselves from their own people, or have done so.
But it's like an unconscious thing, like,
you know, if they're not conscious of it, then I can't blame them for it. You know. Why does my camera keep freezing?
If they're unconscious for it, you can't blame them for it?
No. If they're not conscious of it, I'm not gonna blame you. Cause like.
So like that black girl from all the way down to Mississippi. No black people around her. You can't blame her for going to Alabama State and being a Trump supporter type beat.
What do you mean?
Because she's only been exposed to that part of her life. Like, let's say all her friends' parents were Trump supporters. And that's the only life she's known. But she's black. Do you still hold that against her?
Do I still hold the fact? No.
That she supports racism.
if she's conscious of what racism is, if she knows that what she's doing can be seen as blah blah blah, etc., then yes, it's on her. That's on her. Objectively, if they don't know at all, then I can't necessarily spite them for it.
Interesting. Let me continue.
I can spite their action though. I'm not spiting them.
You spite the action, not them.
Yes, because the action can impact. It has the action. You can take away the person from the action.
So if you give them the knowledge and they still refuse to take it, then do you spite the person? Because they've only been exposed to that side. So, like, to you, that's just a crazy idea.
You can spite them, but me personally, probably not. Because who are they to listen to me?
You're right. It's like, where does the fact actually come from?
Yeah, where am I coming from? Not.
So who's to say there's actually a Eurocentric lifestyle?
No, not that. There is that. I'm saying, who are they to trust that what I say is true? Not necessarily if I in myself know it's fact or not.
So who are you to believe what you believe?
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I know
that's the same thing, though.
No, I said who are they to believe what I'm saying? What makes what I'm saying believable to everyone?
You can offer up evidence.
Okay. What if they have evidence? Everybody has evidence.
Then you have to determine it based off which evidence is the best. That's how you determine arguments.
Yeah, and that got people enslaved. Evidence.
Elaborate.
The dehumanization of the melanated individual. It was almost written down and categorized as if it was a concrete fact in order to allow people to loop around their own morality. Right, and that's considered a part of their fact. They deep down believed as fact that a certain group of people were less than.
All right, so they believe that as fact, but is that fact?
No, it's not fact. And I'm saying that they had evidence for that, though. Quote unquote evidence is what I say. They had their reasons and justifications of what they felt was an example.
But you have to determine the quality of the evidence.
Well, of course, but if they're the ones in power, then it doesn't matter the quality of the evidence.
That's a great one.
They could just do whatever they want.
Because they're in power.
Right.
The whole world will just do whatever they say. Especially if they're in the majority.
That's what I'm saying. Black people used to get lynched for annoying white women.
I seen that.
You seen it? I reposted that.
That shit was crazy.
It was like the name of a gentleman that was hung, I think, with his son, and it said annoyed a white woman. That was the reason.
Bro, dude got lynched for suing a white.
Yeah, he sued a white person for taking for
killing his cow.
Oh, for killing his cow. That's crazy. For killing his cow, and then he got killed for it.
Yeah, that shit was like 1940s.
Yeah, not too far. Not too far. That's what I'm saying. People,
that's people's grandparents, bro.
Fact is a matter of perspective.
That's people's grandparents.
It's doing truth. That shit. Truth.
Right, and their grandparents taught their kids, and that's people's parents. So that shit not far off. That's on you now.
That's what I'm saying. But that type of fact is a matter of perspective. I think a lot of fact is a shared group perspective, group opinion.
That's anything that's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
If it becomes socially acceptable, it's a fact. Your camera froze.
Bro. It's so beautiful. I love when it freezes. I can just deactivate it and pray for the best. You want to keep reading?
I lost where I was. I'm gonna just low-key finish this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Then on the other side, there are people who have some knowledge of their culture and are involved by association. They're an all-black sports team or majority black friends in a white area, but either don't understand or choose to immerse themselves within the culture, which then in turn leads to living a Eurocentric lifestyle, because that is a lifestyle as a whole that society depicts. This all leads to disconnect with other black people who immerse themselves and understand their blackness because black people immersed within the culture view things differently. For example, we see a bunch of arguments on interracial relationships, what is considered racism, or white people using ebonics. But there's really a point in having But is there really a point in having these arguments and conversations with these people living in whiteness? Because at the end of the day, society is controlled by whiteness, whether you live your lifestyle in whiteness or not. So there's no reason to be Captain Save a Nigga. I think why not create communities with people who understand blackness and want to embrace our culture and live the lifestyle? But in the back of my mind, if we all could embrace blackness and our culture, how much actual change could we create for generations of black people to come? And they can see their beauty within their culture more than trauma, because that's all we can offer to make life better for the black generations to come, so they don't ever have to live under a system controlled by whiteness.
What do you want people to take from that, man?
Actually, the point, there was a couple points in there I do want to discuss. Do you think there should be conversations with people who don't understand blackness, who are black, and choose not to understand blackness, to get them to try and understand it?
So that
they don't accept it.
They've already been spoken to.
Yes, they don't accept it. Is there a point for arguments like relationships, or are black people? What did I say? I said a bunch of examples. Or yeah, should white people use ebonics? What's considered racism? Like, can people use the N-word? Blah 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 blah. Is there points for those arguments from black people who don't accept their culture?
Are you saying could they argue those things?
No, I'm saying is there a point to argue? Because there are arguments that happen.
So is there a point to try to put blackness into somebody?
Make them understand or accept.
Accept their own blackness?
Yeah.
Is there a point or objective?
Mm-hmm.
Initially, yes. But if they choose to not listen, then that's on them. I mean, they ultimately don't get to benefit from it. Mm. And they still take every con. So
that's true.
So it doesn't.
At the end of the day, they're still black.
Yeah.
Like, should we be arguing with Candace Owens? Type B.
Yeah, we should.
Why?
Because she's a person in a very propagandic place,
influential position, and so
indeed, and her word does do something to the whole population. Mm. And there are certain people who will justify their own biases and prejudices.
So we shouldn't be Captain Safe a Nigga.
So we shouldn't.
That's what I'm asking. So we should or shouldn't be Captain Save a Nigga?
We should be Captain Save a Brother. Save a brother. Not whatever you just said. I think, like I said, like there's a line between blatant ignorance and people just, not being competent.
Interesting.
My camera is like so beautiful. I love it. It's gonna start working right after I do this stuff. Yep. So what do you think? Should we save these people? Is it worth it to you?
I don't know, because truly, if we all understood, like, ain't nothing stopping us. Like, we take over that shit for real. But then there's also like people who just really don't want to understand or don't want to accept it no matter what. So it's like, at one point, like, you gotta try and be Captain Save a Dude. But
okay, yeah. So I have a question. So you can agree that some people just have, a weird perspective of life given their background, mm-hmm. and they move in life in a way that's not necessarily the best for them. Would you agree?
In terms of...
No, just answer the question. There's some people.
Repeat the question.
Do you think that there are some people who are walking around in this world doing things that aren't necessarily... Wrong. Yes, that they
know it's wrong,
they know it's wrong, they still do it.
Yeah.
Why do you think people do that?
I don't know, your camera's off.
It don't matter. The voice is getting picked up, man.
Anyways, why do I think people do stuff that they know is wrong? Because doing whatever the wrong thing they doing, I cannot talk. Whatever the wrong thing that they're doing, they like doing.
Okay. So they like it.
Or like they've been so exposed to it they can't stop doing it.
But okay, that's different though. If you're doing something you like, go ahead. Let's bring in the happiness. It's a positive thing though. But if you can acknowledge that it's not a positive thing,
then it's an addiction.
Okay, an addiction, Jada.
It is. If I'm doing something that I know is wrong, but I keep doing it, it's an addiction.
Not doing something.
All right, I'm not doing something that I know. Wait, what?
Not doing something that you know would benefit you in the long run.
I'm not doing something that I. So
what is that?
I don't eat broccoli, but I know eating broccoli would benefit me in the long run. Why
Yes.
don't I eat broccoli?
Yes,
Because I don't like eating broccoli.
Also, let's imagine that eating broccoli is actually good to eat. It's good tasting.
It tastes good.
It would provide you with serotonin and dopamine.
But it tastes like a honey bun.
Yes.
All right.
But and you know it's healthy too. But
okay.
You just don't feel like going to the store to get it.
That walk to the store.
You'll walk anywhere. You won't walk to the store, you know? You'll walk anywhere, but you won't walk to the store.
Like, I will walk anywhere.
Yeah.
But, like, the store is just the one place I want.
Yeah, the store is crazy, even though it has something that you could benefit from.
So why wouldn't I walk to the store?
That's what we're wondering.
Because I don't think I had the money to get in.
You don't think you have the money? The money to get into the store? Money is free.
No, look. You need the money to buy the honey bun. I don't think I have the money, so there's no point in me even going into the store. Oh my God.
Yeah. But you still gotta go in and swipe your card and see if you have the money on your card, though.
But I'd rather it not decline and get the embarrassment.
What's the embarrassment if it does go through, though?
Because there's potential for it to decline.
Okay, you can't afford this broccoli. You might go back and get some Brussels sprouts. They might be a cent cheaper and you can probably afford them. So you gotta keep on buying.
No, I think I have $0.
You think you have $0? That's not how the scenario works.
Yes, it is.
Because you're not conscious of how much money you have. If you were conscious of how much money you have, then it would be a different story. If you knew you had 0, then you wouldn't even be. It wouldn't be a complaint.
I don't think I have enough money to.
You wouldn't be worried if you.
I don't think I have enough money to get anything in the store. Basically,
no, that's not the case. You're worried. You think you might have enough money, but you're worried that it might decline once tax hit.
On God.
Okay, that's a different story though.
Maybe I'd rather save my money and wait for another time where I build that shit up. And actually have the attributes to go and get what I need. Or want.
You still got to be in the search for the item to get a coupon, man.
I'm not looking for a coupon.
Yeah, you're looking for the item.
I'm looking for money to build myself up so I can afford the item.
What? Okay, so you're looking for money to build yourself up. See, but in this case, you're already made of money. You just think you're not.
That's subjective.
It's not subjective.
That is subjective.
It's like
what's money?
Man and the ego sitting on top of a quarter. You know, the man thinks he's on top of the quarter, and the ego thinks he's on top of $1. What I'm saying here is, you ain't following. You're not following yet, because I'm not really following either. My point is. You know, sometimes your ego can get it.
You good?
Hallelujah. Can get in the way of what actually is. Your real value is that money, but your ego is in a place, I don't know where it's at. It's in a place that's making you think that you're not worth it.
I think you think money is a different thing than I think money is.
What do you think money is? Exactly, bro.
So we're thinking the same thing?
Yeah, cool, okay, that's fine. Even if I wasn't, it still works. That's still money.
I need
bro.
a new example. Then.
You're made of money,
the
bro.
Ego and
okay.
did not work for me.
So you
Look,
don't think
I don't have enough money to even afford anything.
Yeah, but you won't know until you put the item up on the capture to let it scan and see if you have enough.
But I'd rather not take the chance of it declining, and then I can build myself up.
Yeah,
and not even go in the store and get the money. Work hard to get to the money.
So how can you? When are you sure you'll be certain that you'll have?
I don't know.
Money, and is it something that you can necessarily just choose to build up, or is it something you innately have and choose to appreciate?
It's something you need to choose to appreciate, but you can also work on it.
So how about you choose to appreciate it instead of choosing to work on it? Because in this case, we don't have necessarily enough time for you to work on it in this finite amount of time, and just appreciating it will allow you to do everything you wanted.
Not necessarily, because there's still potential for me to not have enough money to get in the store or to afford anything in the store. There's always that potential.
There's always potential.
So no matter whether I go and try to go into the store and buy something, there's potential my card still will decline no matter what.
There's a chance your card decline with $100 in it, though. It could just be a faulty card reader.
I still can't get what I want, though.
I understand that, but it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have money. Come on now. Yes, sir. You caught up, dude. You can't look. There's no beating these allegations, bro.
I'm dead.
See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. This is all about. It's about
basketball.
It's about being there for yourself, for real. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself like somebody you're actively trying to help. If you were your own best friend, what would you do? Would you tell yourself to chill out, don't do anything?
If I was my own best friend,
yeah, you would help yourself out, bro. You'd be like, oh,
I don't know.
Imagine it right now. I know. If I was my own best friend.
So let's say you were me and I'm me too.
Right.
Okay. What would I tell you to do?
I'll tell you exactly what I would tell you to do, and I have been telling you.
You tell me what you've been telling me to do.
Yeah, I would.
What would I tell you to do, though, is the question.
I don't know.
I'd probably tell you something different because you're not me. But if you were me, I don't know, because I tell myself what I'm telling myself now.
And what you're telling yourself now isn't necessarily trying to help yourself. It's trying to make sure you
make myself be in the most comfortable position I could be.
Yes, but we don't grow in comfort. Change is inevitable and growth is a goal. And how are you going to grow if you're not going to change? And change doesn't come from comfortability.
Change is inevitable.
When growth is your goal.
When growth is your goal. It was another one. You added another one, too.
I definitely did. I don't remember what it was.
Anyways, change is inevitable when growth is your goal.
A steady sea never made a skillful sailor. Harbor is safe, but that's not why it's built. Sometimes you just gotta get out there, man. And decide what the answers are for yourself firsthand. And not just base it off your own biases that you got from when you were in elementary school.
Man, this was hard for me, bro.
It was hard for me too, man.
But I ain't grow up to be a 6 foot strong ass nigga. I'm the same nigga from back then.
No, you're not.
We the same height. No, I'm lying. I'm lying.
See, that's what I'm talking about. This that talk I be talking about.
That chatting shit.
That chatting, because look, you keep telling yourself that it's coming into reality. You keep, words have a lot of power.
No bull.
And sometimes you need to affirm yourself,
Oh, God.
The props is just the house until the house is confirmed the house. A house can't stand up with supports and still be called a house. The house isn't a house until it can stand without props. it's not complete until you can do it without. You know, it's Emily Dickinson, bro. The props assist the house.
I didn't read whatever that was.
Bro, that was actually a fire poem. You whacking, gang.
I didn't read none of the poems senior year.
Bro, I'll pull out my own notebook.
I wanna rock with you.
Where's my own? Look. The props assist the house until the house is built. Then the props withdraw and adequate erect the house support itself. Come on, bro. The past of plank and nail. You building yourself up. It's affirming your soul. It's about a self-affirmation.
I gotta build the house before I can sell it, though.
You only gotta build a room before you can rent it out, buddy.
All right, bro.
There's no beat in these cases, okay. Bro. You only gotta build a room before you start renting.
New topic,
bro. We got the poems for you, bro. The real deal. Sculptor in sculpture, aiming to never cease. This chisel of your soul requires strength to bolster. So when will be your peace? That's saying, you know, sometimes you got to be the physician and the person who caused the pain. Pain and physician all at the same time.
That's crazy. I can't lie. You got to be the person who
you know, sometimes you got to help yourself.
That's crazy. That's a crazy
sculpture and sculptor at the same time. Sometimes you got to pick away at yourself.
Physician and the person who hurts the person, though, is crazy.
We all drinking the poison that causes us illness, man. And you're causing yourself that illness with all that negativity you telling yourself.
You got to break someone and heal them again.
Bro, physician. I think I have it, bro. We tapping into Pro Peasy just to get this dude, you know, something.
Wanna go soon? Come fuck with me. I ain't got no plans for the weekend. Don't know what you've been thinking. I don't got no dreams for drinking, but I got some weed for smoking. And I got some songs for listening. And I don't got work in the morning. Shit, you don't know what you're missing. Thank you.
Good stuff, man.
You ready? Or I gotta do another one.
What?
Encore.
Nobody said that again. We need to get to the...
Yo.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yo.
I did too much in this book.
You say
hey,
you
gotcha. I got it. Pain.
Times get hard, but I'm only getting older.
We are in some ways physician and painting all that.
You know nobody else. All right.
Are you ready to listen, bro?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, bro. All right, I'll read from somewhere. Okay. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break so that its heart may shine in the sun, so you must know pain. That's to say that if we do conform to our pain, then once something tells us otherwise, then that's when we feel it. So if I conform with my trauma and something's like a little poking at me, that's when I feel the trauma. It's not always, but it's when it's provoked type of thing. He's also saying that this sort of pain is necessary, seeing as though pain is only the reaction to the absence of joy, or the opposite. To know joy, you must know pain. So why do we speak of pain as if we want it gone, yet hold on to it like it defines us? And this pain in your senses is negativity.
Okay.
It's almost as if we are asking others for help for a problem that we run back to over and over again. We are in some ways the physician and the patient all at once, being both the solution and the cause of our own undoing. Before you heal someone, ask him if he's willing to give up the things that make him sick. You know, the problem here is we don't confront the thing that's facing us. We run from it with the expectation we'll outrun it, but in reality, we are just running from ourselves.